What you think I'm about to do to you?
No.
Well, The Hill is very guilty of this. In fact, I have it here. It's this headline. Just before we sat down, I nearly threw you out because there's this headline here.
You objected to be
Milo Yiannopoulos' alt-right event in Berkeley. And I imagine, well, how many times do I have to? I mean, the chapter 2 of my book is called "Why the Alt-Right Hates Me," and the New York Times, in its bestseller list, which I was on for 5 weeks. Said alt-right provocateur. I mean, like, nobody even opened the book, you know? And we've written to The Hill 10 times. We've written to your editors 10 times to ask why you describe me as something that you use as synonymous with neo-Nazi.
It doesn't have.
Well, it's on your tweet. It's on your tweet. Look, it's exactly what I mean. There's no point lying about it. It's right here. It's right here on Twitter. Milo Yiannopoulos' alt-right event.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just a lie. It's a lie, and it's designed to suggest that I am, I am or have some sympathy with white nationalists or white supremacists. It's fucking disgusting.
Yeah. So yeah, that's why I was asking you about it. I just wanted you to clarify, if you could articulate that, because I do think that for people on all sides of the political spectrum, it's hard for them to navigate, or they read headlines and
no, it's not hard. You just read the book, or you listen to the hours and hours and hours of footage on me on YouTube, or you read your emails. I've written to you 10 times.
Yeah.
I read you 10 times saying, when I wrote what is the most important piece of political journalism in 2016, an establishment Republican's guide to the alt-right, with Alan Bakari at Breitbart last year, and I said I defined the alt-right as it was emerging as this very broad coalition of mischievous, dissident, like basically the Generation Trump, that bit of the Republican Party that had split off. Well, since then, some elements within the alt-right and some journalists redefined to mean neo-Nazi. Yet people insist on calling me a neo-Nazi, a gay Jew immigrant with a black fiance. I mean, do you think it's reasonable to call me alt-right, given that alt-right is now synonymous with neo-Nazi? Do you think it's reasonable? Do you think it's right? Do you think you should be doing it? Just stop. It's ridiculous. It's used as a way to undermine people, to insinuate that there's something nefarious or sinister. Actually, even the New Yorker, of all places, said that I don't hold any views that are not respectable, reasonable, conservative, mainstream views. I'm just more provocative with it. You see, one of the things that people do is they'll say extreme about conservatives as a way to kind of imply there's something nefarious or dangerous. She gets it too. Well, actually, what extreme means is a leftist thinks you're dangerous. What extreme means is a leftist thinks that you're effective, and therefore they must marginalize you, call you like a nutty fringe, whatever. I mean, she's had that from Bloomberg, unacceptable. All this kind of stuff is crazy, and it's designed to drive us out of the mainstream. Well, you can't anymore. Donald Trump's in the White House, I almost didn't do this interview because I'm so mad with you, because you emailed to us 10.
Frustration.
No, I'm just saying. I mean, if you're watching this because you're a Hill reader, just stop reading The Hill until they start telling the truth about people, because this is just a lie. It's unacceptable.
So Milo, can you tell me about like some of the stuff you have planned going forward? I know.
Log off the live stream. They don't deserve me.
Well, I hope they deserve to hear what you have to say. So
you should get a job somewhere else. Why don't you work somewhere nice?
It destroys people.
You used to work at the Daily Mail. You used to work for nice places. You used to work in respectable. I remember you. You used to work in respectable mainstream outlets, and now you work for this nasty leftist political gossip rag in DC. No, I warned you I was going to do this, and you said you want to do it anyway. No. It's so unacceptable.
Well, I think it's a frustration that a lot of people share with just being misinterpreted by the media, and so
stop doing it, and then you can ask us about interesting things. You can ask it. Look, we want to go on college campuses, and we want to talk. We touched on this earlier. We want to talk about art, about music, about literature, about philosophy. We want to talk about how positive visions of how the world ought to be structured. We want to talk about all kinds of really interesting stuff. I want to talk about my new tour is coming up. I'm going to be talking about snobbery and class structure in America. All this kind of really interesting stuff. Every time I'm ever interviewed in public, it's all about, why can't he speak in public, and me defending myself against bogus charges from the media. And the Hill is one of the worst offenders. One of the worst offenders.
So
10 times I've got 10 emails that we have sent from publicists, and even from my lawyers too. 10 times I've got them all here. I'll post them on Facebook after this. 10 times we've said, justify this awful, this slur, this slander. You're basically calling me a neo-Nazi. How much black dick do I have to suck for you to stop calling me a neo-Nazi?
So that I can totally understand your frustration here. So just to sort of change course, although I can understand.
I've said my piece.
I can feel your frustration, and I'm sympathetic to it. So tomorrow you're talking about some of the stuff you want to talk about, art, politics, snobbery. So you're supposed to give this rally tomorrow, and I know sort of right before we went live, I think there was some communication from the administration that said that it needed to be academically related.
I'm just you see there's new things now. You see that on the eve of battle, they're telling us got new rules that
Yep.
they have.
Voila.
You see, what they have is they have this huge rule book which they deploy strategically and selectively. So if you're left wing and you're a communist, you can go up and say, F Trump and all the rest of it. You can do whatever you want. I'll read it to you. I'll read it to you because it's just come out.
So
and I just put it. No, let me read it because
people
it's
some background. You were supposed to give this rally tomorrow, and you were gonna.
Oh, we'll be giving the rally.
You'll be
We'll be
giving
giving the rally. So Dan Mogulov, who is a real slime ball at
He's the
the
communications
he's the
person for Berkeley.
vice chancellor. They give anyone a title. Asked about Yiannopoulos' claim that he and others would give speeches on Sproul Plaza, Mogulov said that speakers not invited by student group would need to comply with guidelines for outdoor campus events. Guidelines. These include a requirement that the events be, quote, academically driven, unquote. Yiannopoulos' plans, Mogulov said, would not meet that statement. Well, you know what, Dan? Fuck you. I'll just stand up and read a textbook if I have to. I will take a sociology textbook and I will read it from beginning to end. And you cannot tell me that that is not academically driven. And every other bullshit, garbage sort of piece of nonsense that you throw up, I'll beat that too.
So you do plan to have a rally.
Of course, it's going to be wonderful. We're all going to be looking fabulous, and we're going to have fun. It's going to be Mike Cernovich is going to be there. You're going to be there. Me, Lauren Southern, Sabo, Lisa De Pasquale, a bunch of other people. Ariana Rollins, who's one of the greatest young conservative student activists in the country. She's the she has an important announcement actually coming up about a new idea she has for a resource for college Republicans who are suffering under the intransigence of their administration. So we're going to be talking about that too. Antifa, I have just learned, are staging a counter rally at 10 a.m. They're going to be so they're 2 hours before us, but the police are saying they're going to police it properly. No mask rule in Sproul Plaza. They're going to take weapons off people. Hopefully they do. And we will have our rally. We will say our piece, and then we'll see where we are after that. And if there's appetite for us to stay longer, then we will stay longer. And if there isn't, then we'll reschedule all the speakers who weren't able to speak because of indoor venues here at UC Berkeley, and we will keep coming back over and over and over again. I will spend whatever it takes. I will do whatever it takes to make sure that everybody that I've had on my speaker list who is confirmed is able to speak here.
All right.
And I also want to give Anne the Mario Savio Award for free speech. And I was going to smash it on the steps of Sproul Plaza and declare that free speech at Berkeley was dead. But that's too melodramatic even for me. So I'm going to keep it in my closet. And when eventually she is able to speak on this campus in an indoor venue, properly policed, then I will give it to her.
All right. Well, thank you so much. Thanks for chatting with us. Thanks everyone
Thank
for
you.
watching.